On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go a blessed and wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off over there in the Westmoreland Police Division, where an 18-year-old man who was reportedly an escapee from prison was on Friday charged in connection with a knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of a man. That knockings and clappings was committed on a grandpa scheme in George's Plain, Westmoreland, sometime last month. Now, the criminal element that I'm making mention of is this criminal element here, presently on your screen, identified as Ian Wright. Now, before I get into his particular story, let me share a vlog with you that I covered about him and two other escapees that escaped from the Metcalf Remand Center in the parish of Kingston. He was serving an 8-year sentence and was captured by the St. Catherine North Police on November 8 of 2023. So Wright, along with this person, Eric Simpson and Rashawn Garden, escaped from the Metcalf Remand Center in the Kingston Western Police Division sometime during this year, May, if memory serves me correct. Now, Ian Wright was captured by the police on November 8th, and Eric Simpson was also captured by the police some time ago. Now, the remaining person who is presently at large is this one presently on your screen, identified as Rashawn Garden. Yeah, man. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of Rashawn Garden, please alert the nearest police station. So now I could get back to the meat of the matter as it relates to Ian Wright. Now, Ian Wright was charged for the October 24th knockings and clappings of 39-year-old Dwayne Molay, otherwise known as Soji, said to be a farmer of the Belmont district in Bluefields, Westmoreland. So reports from the Westmoreland police suggest that sometime around 9:10 p.m, Molay was traveling on his motorcycle with his girlfriend when he was pounced upon by a lone gunman who conned him up several times to the upper body and head before fleeing the scene on foot. Residents summoned the police and saw Molay lying on his back with what appears to be some corn-up wounds all over his upper body and head. He was, however, taken to the hospital in a bid to save his life, where he was pronounced you know what. It is said that the girlfriend was not injured. Now, Wright, who I stated earlier, escaped from the Metcalf Street Remand Center while serving an 8-year sentence, was captured by the St. Catherine North Police on November 8 of 2023. He was, however, charged on a warrant whilst in the custody of the police at the Spanish Town lockups. Yeah, man. Now, this just goes to show, my peeps, that sometimes a leopard never changes its spots. Now, this criminal element here, young little boy, yeah, man, as I stated the age, just turned 18, escape and out there at large. One would feel, say, he would have behaved himself somewhat. But he went back to his community and committed another murder. Now, I blame the persons who harbored him around them. whilst being on the run as a known escapee. I'm saying this loud and proud that the police them need to start put some serious pressure on persons who harbor criminal elements, because that is how they continue their rant and rage and brutal execution of the regular members of Chan Public whilst they're on the run. Because without the cover from these persons, they cannot hide from society. So the police them need to start put some serious pressure. Laws needs to be amended for persons who harbor a known felon. Yeah, man. Now anyway, make we continue. Now over there in the parish of Manchester, the Manchester Police Division captured a man believed to be involved in 13 counts of knockings and clappings, some in which has resulted in the loss of life of many. Now the man in question was caught by the police and placed before the courts, and the man pleaded guilty to 13 counts stemming from allegations in 4 separate cases in the Manchester Police Division. So on November 14th, DeAndre Grant pleaded guilty in the Home Circuit Court before Justice Leighton Pusey on a voluntary bill of indictment containing 13 counts proffered against him by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP says, based on the evidence provided, DeAndre Grant's offences occurred in 4 separate incidents in the parish of Manchester. These include the knockings and clappings which resulted in the loss of life of 21-year-old Sunil Mushet. That took place on December 8th of 2022. And also the knockings and clappings of Catherine Matthews and the wounding of her common-law spouse in March of this year. It is said that 2 other separate incidents of assault in March of this year and also July of this year occurred. The DPP says that evidence revealed that a firearm seized from Grant and other people by officers in the Westmoreland Police Division was featured in all 4 incidents. It is said that Grant will be sentenced on December 7th in the Home Circuit Court. He's represented by attorney Paul Gentles. The Crown was represented by Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Andrea Martin Swaby. The DPP states that they are commending the Manchester and Westmoreland Police for their comprehensive and detailed investigations and ballistic analysis. Now, I see that this thing has become a common trait, a common thing where criminal elements just go before the courts and plead guilty because they know that pleading guilty and not quote-unquote wasting the court's time, as it is often said by the judges, they get a way less and rather lenient sentencing. Now, this man is guilty of taking the lives of our Jamaican people, convicted on 13 counts on the bill of indictment, and pleaded guilty and will probably walk away with a slap on his wrist. This is definitely, in my view and perspective, encouraging criminals to continue to unleash their wrath upon the members of Chan Public because they are not being severely punished. Whether or not you plead guilty, you should be handed down the full extent of the law. In certain circumstances, I can understand where the judge give a more lenient sentence to a person that pleads guilty. Let's just say, for instance, that person pleads guilty and is willing to become a crown witness to sink a bigger fish, so to speak. So in cases like that, one would understand that he would want some sort of compensation package to give evidence against the bigger criminal element. Yeah, man. But outside of that, once you just plead guilty, for plead guilty sake, you should get the full extent of the law no matter what. Yeah, man. But anyway, make we continue. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about is an international news segment. A man who is said to be a Jamaican man, who was also recently deported from the United States of America for the illicit white drug type of trafficking. You don't know the white lady thing. He was on Wednesday sentenced by a United States judge to spend the next 17 years of his life in prison. The man in question has since been identified as Michael Kenroy Bell, otherwise known as Jamaica Mike. Yeah, man. It is said that he pleaded guilty to federal charges in August for trafficking the illicit white drug in kilogram quantities. Now, he pleaded guilty also for his role in the trafficking operation based in a place known as Relay throughout 2021 and 2022. Now, prior to these offenses, the United States Department of Justice stated that Michael Kenroy Bell, age 47, had been deported to Jamaica on June 25th in 2020 after serving a federal sentence for a previous drug trafficking charge. Now, it is also reported that the Federal Bureau of Investigations and the Raleigh Police Department were involved in an investigation for a drug trafficking organization operating in Raleigh in fall of 2021. Through physical and electronic surveillance, including a federal wiretap, Michael Kenroy Bell was observed interacting frequently with known drug dealers who were subject of police investigations. So throughout that, he was not charged in 2021 with that investigation, but Michael Kenroy Bell remained under surveillance by law enforcement, and between February and May of last year, he was observed making numerous trips between Raleigh and Huntersville, and was said to have made 11 trips to Miami, Florida, specifically to purchase the illicit white drug. It is said that he was often observed in the 700 block of Quarry Street, which is frequented by members of the 8th Tree Gangster C. Yeah, man. So Jamaica Mike will be spending the next 17 years behind bars. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscasts. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.